Just when you thought he couldn't possibly squeeze in any more information. Here comes more. More with Paul Gallo. The Gallo Radio Show is on SuperTalk Mississippi.
The younger generation now tells me how tough things are. Give me a break. No. I have no empathy for it. Give me a break.
What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid.
I have no empathy for it.
They are stupid.
The Gallo Show.
Ooh, happy day.
12 hours away from the debate. We'll have to record it because it's going to be after we see Nana at 8 o'clock, I think is 8 o'clock our time?
I think it's 8 o'clock
our time. Back with the good Congressman Fred Kelly. Isn't it kind of weird that Kamala is kind of out of the scene there? She hasn't been making a lot of news, has she?
She has not. They've got a vice presidential debate. I want to go back to that comment, 18 to 24-year-olds are stupid. They absolutely are not. I've been fortunate for the last 35 years to serve with the majority of young people in our nation, 18 to 24, who choose to serve this nation downrange. And I can assure you they're patriotic, and these kids believe in America, especially the ones I've served with in the military, Paul. I just can't let that go unchecked.
Well, the other thing, too, and we played a little bit earlier, where the vice president called you heard the comment about making this comment about the military. Clap for that, you stupid B words. So I don't know. The guy has lost it. It is frightening to me. I got to tell you, Congressman, if I was one of the people on the hiring committee for any other facet of anything, driving a school bus, an airplane, a teacher, a doctor, I don't care what it is, in a commensurate type of responsibility of jobs, this guy would be the last person I would even consider. But with his mental faculty, it is scary.
It is so funny, though. You should be in D.C. It is so crazy up here right now. Trump derangement syndrome is real. The fact that there's only one explicit thing about Supreme Court justices in the Constitution that says you can't ask about. There is a religious test. You cannot ask about religion or make it part of, and that is immediately what they go to. The one thing that Constitution they can't. They don't care as long as they do things to hurt this president. They don't care.
Yeah. There's another big campaign. The weekend kicks off Friday, October 2nd with a Walkaway American Women's Town Hall, which will feature a lineup of dynamic female thought leaders addressing the audience with commentary about why American women don't need modern feminism to be strong and empowered. I'm sure that's not going to be covered by a lot of people on the mainstream media. You'll have speakers like Dan Crenshaw, Scott Presley, Vernon Jones, Lorenzo Lamas will be there. And quite a few others will be speaking with the Walkaway, the women's Walkaway movement in Washington. But did you have a chance to partake in the prayer event up there?
I did not. I was home for the weekend, Paul. I come home and visit my family every weekend. I can't stay up in the winter.
All right, tell me what your feelings are. Tell me exactly where we are as far as the stimulus package. What's the next move on this one, Congressman Kelly?
Well, like I said, we have a discharge petition by Steve Chabot and Jamie Herrera Butler to spend the $130 billion to help our small businesses. That can immediately be done. All it takes is putting it on the floor and the president. But Nancy doesn't want the president. She's got a package they're saying they're going to drop this year for $2.2 billion. She knows it, but she's not negotiating.
Whoa, $2.2 billion?
2.2 trillion. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Trillion. But she is not negotiating with anyone, so no one knows what's in it except for her, and she can't even agree within her conference, and she's not reaching to the president or the Senate to do anything. It's all in a vacuum.
How much is the Supreme Court nominee in this thing and the untimely death, as far as a lot of people are concerned, with Ginsburg? How far is this playing into just the added madness in Washington, D.C.?
Well, listen, I got up at 7:45, walked out of my apartment at 7:45 a.m. on Thursday, and they had a rap band playing F Trump, Trump Gotta Go, within a block of my house. I had to walk almost 3/4 of a mile to get around because of all the people there. It has driven this place crazy.
Unbelievable. She said this the other day, and I can't explain it. Maybe you can.
A minority, a Hispanic child maybe is 5 times, or a Hispanic person, 5 times more likely to go to the hospital because of coronavirus than a white child. Even greater numbers for African American community. That's just not right.
Well, I don't know how that I could correct that. I mean, I'm not sure exactly why me being a Caucasian American is responsible for that. I just don't know. I mean, but she also is a Caucasian American. And then when I hear that, it baffles me exactly where the responsibility is, if it's actually accurate, number one. But one more time.
A minority, a Hispanic child maybe is 5 times, or a Hispanic person, 5 times more likely to go to the hospital because of coronavirus than a white child. Even greater numbers for African American community. That's just not right.
But here's the little caveat on that one, Congressman, is that she, along with other people like Joe Biden and several others, are advocating mistrust in the vaccine, and the Hispanic people and the African American people population are the least likely to take it because they are suspicious.
That's exactly, and she also will not be hard on China. She will not. She every opportunity to be hard on China, where the virus originated and who has all the answers or should have the answers, but she won't be hard on China. I'm telling you, she makes no sense when she talks, but it's not fact driven. It is political driven when she says things.
Are the rumors accurate? And I know you alluded to it, and I think the president alluded to it, that there are a lot of memberships on her side, a lot of her base that are, not her base, but the people in Congress who are getting fed up with her.
Oh, absolutely. Inside hers, I mean, they had, I think, a closed-door meeting, I think, last week where it was pretty testy inside when you talk to some people on the other side. She's losing the support even within her party because she's trying to appeal to the far left, and many of her members just go, that's too far for even us.
Have you seen any polling data as far as campaign trail?
I haven't. Paul, after 2016, I don't put a whole lot of value in stock. I can tell you, talking to people on the ground and my friends in all these swing states, I think our president is going to do well, and I think we're going to have a good night on election night.
Well, it's what comes after election night with the mail-in voting, and that's got to be concerning to you also.
It is, but I'll just tell you, I think we're going to win, and in a lot of the states where that's an issue, they're already going blue. I mean, that's the reason they have it. I mean, California, New York, they're not going to go to President Trump anyway, so that's where a lot of that will happen. It bothers me in some of the Iron Belt states is where I'm concerned about mail-in voting being abused.
So the old line about if you're going to cheat, might as well go all the way, and it seems to apply in this particular election that you cheat as much as possible, but if you can just get by with it. If the win is a landslide, then it's going to be harder and harder for them to do that, to cheat.
Yeah, it is. But, Paul, I want to say one thing. Listen, our president made an excellent choice for our next Supreme Court justice.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that our Senate is going to push that through, and we should have her on the bench, hopefully before the election, if not the week after. She is right. She is the right person for the job and the right person for America.
I think that's about the right timeline one way or the other. The other thing is, too, yesterday he mentioned, and Tate Reeves was there in Washington at the White House and did a very good job of giving Mississippi's side to this. How important the additional tests, groundbreaking tests are going to be released. These are fast tests. There are literally, I think it's over 100 million that the president's done, even though Joe Biden said he hasn't done anything. He's been playing on the golf course. All of this stuff is moving at a rapid speed. And the damn if you do, damn if you don't on that one. Even in Mississippi, as these pour in, we are probably going to see an increase, not only here, but wherever these tests are used. And the Democrats will use this against us, saying that everything needs to be shut down prior to the election. So how do you win? Because if you've got more tests, you're going to have more positives. Final thoughts, sir.
The fear is gone on this as much as it was. The panic is gone, and what we want is people to be tested when they feel like there's a need to, so that they don't spread it. But, the mortality rate is down like 40%. You never see that on the news, Paul Gallo.
True. Yeah. One more cut from the leader in the House.
I don't know why the press doesn't make more of this, to be very honest with you. I mean, he says that people swallow Clorox, and we hear about it for the rest of our lives. But he's trying to have the Constitution of the United States swallow Clorox. And I appreciate these questions that all of you have.
This is sixth grade stuff, isn't it? I don't think the president ever said you need to swallow Clorox.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Neither does most of the people in Washington, D.C. or the nation. Always good having a great visit, sir. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Paul.
Trent Kelly, thank you, man. Appreciate it very much. Giles Ward, we'll talk to him coming up at 8:37. He's next. We're on the final push